So continuing on with developing this platform game, thus far we've set up the score board, the scorekeeper variable. We've set up the background. We've changed the background if we get to a certain score. And we've even set up and come up with this platform sprite that we've set to go scrolling down the screen. Now we have to loop this platform so that it's going to go back up to the beginning of the screen. And hopefully this is something where you've done loops before with the mushroom that we did a little while ago, with the flyer that we worked on as well, that this is something you're kind of familiar with. But if not, that's why we have these videos, to be able to show you and make sure you're understanding how to go through this process. So, reading the screen here, it says right now your platform sprite moves down, but it doesn't loop back to the top of the screen. You can look at lesson 15, level 13 to see an example of a sprite looping around a screen, which is this what I was referring to as the mushroom with the frog jumper game. So you're going to use the function block to create a loop platforms function at the bottom of your code. Use the if block inside the function to check whether the platform has gone off the bottom of the screen, and if it has, move it back to the top of the screen. Call the function inside the draw loop in the update sprites area, and then run the code to test your sprite. So once again, they are now trying to kind of have hands-off approach where they're saying, you know how to do this, so you should be able to figure this out. And then what will platform.y be when the sprite moves off the bottom of the screen? What should platform.y be when you put it back at the top of the screen? Remembering, of course, that the platform itself has a thickness. So we're looking at the middle of the platform when we're saying platform.y. And so we want the platform to be completely off the screen. So it's going to be, instead of at 400, which is the value at the bottom of the screen, it's going to be more like 410 or 420. So let's get into this, and let's set this up just like they kind of were telling us to. So we're going to first of all make a function called loop platforms. So here at the bottom, we're just going to type function loop platforms, and then we make our little curly brace here. Okay, there we go. Loop platforms. So in here, we've got to check to see if the platform has gone below the screen. So we say if platform.y is greater than 420. Oh, that was yesterday, April 20th. Then what we need to do is reassign the y of the platform to be negative 20, so that it's going to go back to the top. And we put it at negative 20 so that way it comes down instead of just appearing halfway on the screen. So we're going to say platform.y equals negative 20. And so then when we run this, and you can slow yours down a little bit. After the last lesson, I set mine at 5. It's going a little fast. You can slow it down to 4 or even 2. So then it gets to the bottom, and then, oh, we never called this. So even though I wrote the function, I never actually called the function. So as they said, we didn't finish following the instructions. We need to go where it asks us to update the sprites here. Update the sprites. We're going to, after we do show score, we're going to loop platforms. There we go. So now when we reset and we run, oh, apparently I didn't do this right. I called, what did I call this? Platform 1. So instead of it's not platform.y, it's platform1.y and platform1.y. There we go. Now this should work. So now it comes down to the bottom, And once we get it there, it then loops back up at the top. Now you can notice with mine, there's a slight delay when it disappears to when it reappears. And so that's because my numbers are kind of big. So let's change this instead to be 410 and make it -10 instead of 420 and 20. So then that should be a much tighter transition from getting down to the bottom and then reappearing right back at the top. And I think that's about where you want to be. So we've now looped this, and what I believe they're going to have you do now is you got to create your second one for this next one in number 10. Make your second platform. Making a second platform will be easier than making the first because you can copy and paste a lot of the code and then make a few small changes. This is a lot easier in text mode, so be sure to try it out if you haven't already. You need to copy two parts of your code, the part at the beginning where you make the platform and the part in loop platforms function where you loop the platform back to the top of the screen. So we want to make these kind of spaced apart here. So you're going to copy the code you used to create the first platform sprite, create sprite, set animation and velocity, and paste it directly beneath the original code. So right here, where we're creating sprites, we're just going to take those 3 lines as they instructed, and we're going to say Control-C, push Enter, and Control-V. So that gives us the same line of codes. Now change the name of the sprite in the new lines. So we're going to change this to be Platform 2. And we're going to change this one to be Platform 2. This one to be Platform 2. Change the starting position of your new platform sprite. And then inside your loop platforms function, copy the if statement, paste it directly beneath the original code inside the function, and change the sprite name to the new lines of code. Now, we're starting our platform 1 at 50Y. So we want platform 2 to start about halfway down the screen. So instead of 50, we're going to make it 250. And that's going to give us about, because it's 400 total, so if we go 200, then it's going to be always halfway down from where the other platform is. And so then we want to loop this, of course, as well. So we take these last 2 lines here in our function, and we're going to copy those 2 lines, and we just change it to be, instead of platform 1, we're going to change that to be platform 2 .y. And then we can see it's looping. Now here's the problem though. It is directly below. We don't want it to be directly below, but we want it to be on the other side of the screen. So we have to change the X as well for our platform 2. You can see it's looping just fine. So we've got this one at 100. So if we want it over here, then we probably need it once again, add half of the screen and make it 300 instead. So we reset and we run this, and there's our second platform. So now that we've kind of made those decisions, let's look and kind of cheat a little and see what it is that they had recommended under their planning sheet. So here they said platform 2 should be 300 and 250, which that's exactly what we had, or what I had come up with. So 300 and 250, you have the platform 2 on this side, platform 1's on this side, and both of them are successfully looping. So great job. We are done with puzzle 10 and done with this video.